All right, what's up, my friends? Welcome. Pro Tour Lord of the Rings in Barcelona, Spain happened last weekend. This is me. This is me actually going there, but I've arrived home. I got home late last night. I'm a little pooped, honestly. But I'm going to be doing my full recap of the Pro Tour, the entire testing process. I was there for a week. Of course, the Pro Tour testing house, a thing that most people don't usually get to see, kind of the inner workings of a testing house, as well as the event itself. The deck that I played, all my rounds. I am going to split things up a little bit. I'll be covering the limited portion on my Bronze Mythic channel. Make sure you check that out, of course, where I'll go over in depth both my drafts. Of course, this was a draft and modern Pro Tour. 3 rounds of draft, 5 rounds of modern, day 1, same on day 2, and then top 8, of course. So, we're going to go over all of it. Again, drafts will be on Bronze Mythic. Look for that as well. And I'll try to answer some questions in chat also, and YouTube folks leave your comments as well. Pro Tour Barcelona. Pro Tour Lord of the Rings. You can see me here. This is me. I had my flight took off after midnight Saturday of last week / Sunday, I guess technically. Awful flight. Just a terrible flight from JFK to Barcelona. The red eye going east is no good because you lose 5 hours. I can't sleep on planes. It was tough. It was a pretty rough flight. However, I was greeted when I finally did arrive at the testing house, and I flew with Ely, which is cool. Ely's on the same flight, so Ely Cassis, so we had to fly there together, which is cool. And Nathan Stoyer and Abe Cord were actually also on our flight. Talked to them a bit at the beginning of the thing, but I was greeted by Brent and his brand new baby girl. Aww. She's 2 months old, and Brent's wife was there also in the house, which is super cool. So it was awesome to meet her. It's been fun because we were testing for the last Pro Tour. Brent actually just made it home for her birth. He literally flew home, landed, and she was born within 3 hours. So he just made it. So it's awesome to see that, and really, really cool. Brent's great from Netherlands, really, really cool dude. So I arrived at the testing house, and our house was just in Barcelona, just an Airbnb, and it was okay. It was there was no air conditioning. It was very, very hot the first few days there. And we actually had a big table outside we drafted on a lot, which we'll see as well, a big glass table, but cool little area. I don't speak any Spanish really at all. So interesting always to have, the cultural kind of shell shock a little bit. But went shopping, got some baguettes, some Kellogg's Frosties, some toothpaste and some water and stuff like that. We were at this Airbnb for a week. My first day there was Monday effectively. And we were there from Monday to Thursday, and we left for our hotels for the Pro Tour. So we got we bought food, cooked, and we shared me and Arnie, Hoosh and Beth shared a room, and Seth was also in our room too, which is really, really cool. Which is obviously cool. I was hanging out, kind of bunking. Cool, some cool Spanish comic books. The Infinity Saga here, and ¿Dónde está Wally? Where is he? I don't know. So pretty fun. Obviously, the culture shock is really, really cool. You can see here's the team. It's actually a practice draft. A lot of our games were played outside. It was hot but nice out. You can see here, I work with Team CFB and friends again. It's hard to describe how unbelievably fortunate I am to work with this team. But just the literal best Magic players in the world. You see Kai Bude, Gabe Nassif in this picture, Seth Manfield, Ely, Sam Party, Reed's in the background over there. Just unbelievable amount of Pro Tour champions, world champions, Hall of Famers, and then also me too. I like to call it the best Magic players in the world and Jim. You see Tiakop's wife right there. She got married recently too, which is really, really cool. And this is us doing a practice. So this is us actually playing constructed. We're playing constructed games. The team, we definitely didn't really coalesce super well on a deck for this event. Modern's it's a hard format to do that with anyway. For example, the Pro Tour that Reed won, the first Pro Tour of this year, there were 16 of us and 11 of us played the creativity deck that he won the tournament with, and we all did really, really well with it. For the last Pro Tour, it was standard. We had 3 camps. Basically, we had a Rixus camp, we had a Rakdos camp, and we had whatever the third camp. I don't even remember what the third camp was. But for Modern, it's tough. For Modern, there's a lot of decks, and it's also just a lot of information, a lot of cards. The deck's kind of linear, so it's hard to, have a lot of information on stuff. It's hard to test every deck kind of thing. And we ended up playing, so we had some sects in our things. So we had the Yagmoth sect, which is led by Reed. So me, Reed Duke, Aspiring Spike, Jakob, Will Pulliam. That was it, the 5 of us. We all played Yagmoth, which is not a good choice for the tournament. As the team, that part of the team did not do very well. We'll get to that. Sam Party was the one person playing Sam Food the entire time. and it was select the wrong word, whatever. Groups, I don't know. I'm just looking for whatever, pact, covenants, whatever. I don't know. And Sam was playing the Samwise deck the whole time, but was like, I don't think this deck's very good. I'm just going to play it. Don't play it with me. And then Luis and Ely jumped on it last minute. And then we had a Rhinos group, which was Edgar, I can't say his last name, Arnie Huschenbeth, Kai, who else played Rhinos? Maybe it, honestly. Maybe we one more. And then Seth and Brent played Scam. And Nassif played Living End. Just kind of like he was one oddball of our group where he was just beating everyone and testing with it over and over and over again, just played it. So that was what the team makeup ended up being. Obviously, we did drafts, we tested things, walked around a little bit. Obviously, pretty beautiful there as well. Really cool architecture of the city, so kind of cool. Lots of cool churches and stuff like that. I'll go over the deck choices in a second. So, but kind of a cool vibe. If you don't know how a testing house works, you just kind of get up, you have breakfast, you test for a few hours, do a draft, have lunch, test for a few hours, walk around, have dinner. Just maybe, I don't know, 10 hours, 12 hours of Magic a day, which is kind of cool. There's a cool burger joint next to our place, which is kind of cool. Very fresh meat, which is nice. We ate better in actual, like, the Barcelona area where the event was than actual at the testing house. Also, like, speed was an issue, too. We had Domino's once or twice, just to, like, not waste time eating and stuff. So, just kind of cool, just going around. I went for a walk or two, just kind of exploring. I like to do my own thing. A little bridge here, just kind of cool. So that was fun. And we actually, so people are asking about Tron in chat. Obviously, I'm a Tron player, right? And the night before deck submission, we were all kind of unsure what we were doing. Reem was pretty sure about the Yawgmoth deck, which I'll get to. But we realized that Tron had pretty good numbers in our testing metrics. We track all of our data and stuff like that. And me and Arnie both like Tron, and we're like, let's try Tron out. And actually, it's funny because Hayne actually sent us his list the night before because he needed cards from Sam. So we had Hayne's list, and Hayne came in 9th. And we built it. We tried it, and me and Spike played like a 20-game set versus Scam, and it was like, Scam was slightly ahead, which was fine. And we're like, all right, let's build this deck. So Arnie built a copy, I built a copy. I played against Nassif playing Living End. Arnie played against Spike playing Yawgmoth, and we just got crushed for like 2 hours in a row. I do think that both of our opponents were drawing very well, both Nassif on my side. Like, Nassif would have, like, the perfect Force of Will draw on my side, and then over in Spike Arnie's game, Spike would have just drawn both Besages by turn 3 or whatever, or something like that. So I think they were drawing well. We were getting crushed. I went, like, 1-8 against, Nassif. Arnie was, like, 2-6 against Spike playing Yawgmoth, and we're like, all right, I guess the Tron dream wasn't to be. Obviously, we were super wrong, because as you'll see from the results of the event, Tron did really, really well, actually. But we did try it. The night before the mission, we did try it. We had a little Tron powwow, and it didn't really work out, unfortunately. But yes, we didn't play Tron, played the Yawgmoth deck. We had tried out Elven Chorus. If you saw my cool stuff video from yesterday, it was me playing a prior version of the deck with Elven Chorus. We liked Elven Chorus, but the One Ring too powerful to play. And Reed really liked this kind of like more mid-rangey version of the deck, which we kind of like too. Ended up playing his list, which we'll get to. So there's some pizza. I went out on a date with myself one night. People were going places I didn't like, so I went on a long, like 1 mile walk and went to explore the downtown. Got some pizza. It was pretty good. That was kind of cool as well. And we on the night before the Pro Tour, we need some cards. I didn't have quarter callings. Luis and Ely both needed like wooded bastions. So we went down to the downtown area where there's Magic Barcelona, and then 2 other stores were right in the area as well, looking for cards. Selection wasn't very good, unfortunately, so we had to do some other stuff as well, but did some sort of impromptu sightseeing, which was really cool. Me, Kai, and Ely. It's cool. Arc de Triomphe kind of thing, which is cool. So that's kind of sweet. A little arc. Got some ice cream. One of the stores is supposed to open at 4. They open until 4:30. We realized that basically in Spain, every business just does whatever the hell they want. They open half an hour late. They close early. You go to a restaurant, you just sit there for like a half an hour, no one serves you. It's like super lax and like it's kind of funny. But yeah, it's got some ice cream. There's this pretty cool arc thing. And apparently Kai was saying that this is like not even top 10 landmarks in Barcelona. So unfortunately, didn't get to do much sightseeing, but there's this cool arc thing, which is kind of cool. There's me, Kai, and Ely just hanging out. And moving on from our Airbnb area to the hotel. We stayed in the Hotel Portofino across the street. Big red hotel, very easy to see, which is kind of cool. And it was Pro Tour time. Time to go to the Pro Tour. So here's our list that we played. So this is the final list we ended up submitting. Again, a more mid-rangey version of Yawgmoth. Me, Reed, and this is Reed. This is basically Reed's list. You know, we have been playing a more combo-oriented list, but Reed liked this list a lot. Ended up going with Reed. So Reed was playing it the whole time and doing well. More mid-range version of Yawgmoth. So no Strangaroo Geists. Less focused on a combo, more focused on being a mid-range deck that can combo, which I like a lot. Playing the One Ring, Elven Chorus wasn't good enough compared to the One Ring. Playing Ignoble Hierarch, which was one that a lot of people were cutting. It was bad against Bowmasters and Ren, but we just played it, honestly. It's just like, you know what, we need Mana Dorks. It's good in matches where you're not going to get Bowmaster, you just pour them out if necessary. So that's the list. Sideboard, just getting a lot of one-ofs and stuff. And again, deck was fine, but exactly fine. Not a great choice, just like an okay choice. But here's the deck we played. And we go into, and here we are. So same haul as was the last time for Mythic Championship 4. I've been to Spain 2 or 3 other times. I played in Mythic Championship 4 in 2019. I played in Pro Tour Valencia, which is the Flood Pro Tour in like 2007 or something. And I think I played in one of those Spain Pro Tour, I don't remember honestly. So here we are. Obviously it's a Magic Con, a bunch of cool stuff's happening. You know, it's cool, you know, setups and then drops and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. And there's the main stage right before the Pro Tour, taking some pictures and get ready, and boom, there it is. Starts out with a draft. Now, I'm going to go over the drafts in their entirety on the Bronze to Mythic channel. I want to focus on that, you know, there. It's limited stuff, so really get into the nitty-gritty of how the drafts went, to go over my decks and so on and so forth. Long and short is, though, that draft 1 didn't go too well, unfortunately. I ended up going 1 and 2. I drafted a kind of a weird like Abzan deck where I like first picked a black card and opened Witch King and Pack 2, but there was just no black cards at all. Ended up playing 3 colors. My deck was kind of okay, but just kind of lost. I'll go over the games more closely in the Bronze Mythic show. But started off 1 and 2. Not a great place to be, obviously. You know, 1 and 2, you know, you want to start off with a good draft, maybe 2 and 1 at least, kind of get into your constructed rounds and kind of do the good thing. But 1 and 2, so on the back foot. And got a little bit of a palate cleanser in round number 4 against Guillaume Wafo Tapa Control Master, playing exactly what you think he would be playing. Just full-on Drago control, 4 counterspell, 4 memory deluge. And if you know me, I love playing control decks. I love playing against control decks. I feel unbelievably comfortable playing against control decks. And I think I played really well against Guillaume. I can't say his name. Guillaume Wafo-Tapa. He played well, obviously, too. But, I was able to kind of pick all my spots, played well. Got a nice 2-0. Was a lot of fun. And it kind of, like, got my spirits back up, honestly, after the 1-2 in the draft. He's got to play really tight against control and love it. So, I think, again, I've written an article about this before also. Like, playing against control is fun because you have all the agency. You know, making a control player squirm is so much fun, where you just play all the things at all the wrong times for them, and they just can't play the right counter spells, they can't play their card draw spells, they have to wrath, a couple 1/1s. So, got the win, felt really good about it. I think I played well, and really enjoyed playing the match also, which is a good pick-me-up as well. So, that was round 4. Round 5, played against Team Rhinos, played by Felipe Garou, probably saying that wrong also. We had a close match. This is a pretty hard matchup based on Felipe's list here, with main deck Furies and main deck Bone Crushers, so kind of scary. But was able to take it down. Cast my 1-of choke in game 3, but then he just drew 4 lands in a row, so like it didn't matter, but like he flooded, so I won, which is kind of nice. So from 1-2 to 3-2, and then I played against Dom Harvey in round number, this is round number 6. So at this point, me and Dom are both 3-2. And Dom just playing his old Amulet Titan deck. Just Dom's played this deck forever, obviously. We have a pretty interesting close match where I'm able to win. Feel a little bad. Now Dom's 3-3, and I basically feel like I ended his tournament. We're friends, but it is what it is. So, I'm sorry, 2-3. He's 2-3. I'm 3-2. It's round 5. I apologize. Round 5, round 6. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what day it is. But so Dom loses. Yada yada yada. I've got 2 rounds left. Round 7 and 8. And unfortunately, I'm paired against my teammate Gabriel Nassif, playing Living End. We have a really funny game 1 where I'm mulligan to 5. My hand's not great, but his hand's also a little sketchy. And we stumble around a bit to a point where I have a couple mana dorks in play, and I have enough mana to have quarter calling for Yawgmoth. And we're playing draw go for a bit. And obviously I want a court for Yawgmoth in response to Living End, sack on myself and get it back. And he's also aware of this as well, so he's not doing anything either. Until he sets up for my turn, he casts Violent Outburst to Cascade. I play Quarter Response. He Force Negations it, and that's probably going to be the game, right? I have the creatures in the graveyard, but whatever. I'm probably still going to lose. So I'm like, all right. He starts Cascading. He's flipping over cards. I kind of space out, look at the ceiling, flipping over cards. And eventually he hits the last card in his deck and just concedes. He had drawn all 3 copies of Living End in the first 4 turns of the game. So he had no Cascader. He was going to see if I conceded or not, obviously, to meet him just cascading. I didn't. He draw Living End, just packed it up. So got a free win in game 1, basically. But then as a penance for his unluck in game 1, he drew his one of Leyline of the Void in both game 2 and 3. I did not draw my sideboard cards, and he took it down. So lost in a Nassif. Obviously, losing to a teammate, it sucks to be paired against a teammate, but teammate did win, so it's fine. So now I'm 4 and 3, going to the last round. Playing against a scam deck. I think I played awesome in game 1. Similar to playing against a control deck, I just didn't play things a lot. He couldn't cast his Bowmasters effectively. We have this crazy game where I win. Pretty convincing game I think I played well in. Game 2, I mulligan and miss land drops, and I play this. I'm super behind in the whole game, but I play one of those 20-minute games where you're behind, but you have a small chance to win, so you keep playing, and I'm grinding, and finally he just draws a Bowmaster in the last turn and kills me or whatever, and it stunk. It was a real tilter. And then game 3 just destroyed me. Had a perfect scam draw and just obliterated me, and I was pretty sad, honestly. Now 4 and 4 at the end of the day, not where you want to be. It does make day 2. But not where you want to be, obviously. 4 and 4 going into day 2. That's the worst record that you can have, and you basically have 8-0 to make top 8, which is not an easy thing to do, obviously. So that concludes my day 1. So we all got to eat. It was this cool sushi place there. It was kind of a Asian buffet. I don't like sushi, but they had a bunch of great stuff. We actually ate there 3 times because it was just right across the street. Very convenient, pretty inexpensive. So went out to eat with Arnie and Brent's wife and Ely. Had a good meal. In bed by 10:30, honestly, because it was just, those Pro Tours are a long day. I don't know what a Pro Tour is. A Pro Tour is draft starts at 9 a.m., and you don't walk out of the hall till 9 p.m. 12 hours of grueling magic against the best players in the world. It's tough. It's a long, tough day. It's tired. Get some sleep. Come back the next morning, get Ely and Spike here, of course. Have a little snacky for breakfast, and get right back in with draft number 2. Now, draft number 2, unfortunately, also didn't go very well. I went 1 and 2 again with a much better deck than day 1. And again, I'll go over in the Bronze Mythic, but I was blue-green, splashing black for a few rares. And my deck was kind of weird. It was not a scry deck, it was a tempt deck. But it was pretty good, honestly. But unfortunately, went 1 and 2 again. Had a really rough third match where I played against a Bowmaster. And my deck was 5 or 8 card draw spells, something like that. So I couldn't win, unfortunately. So 1 and 2 again to start the day. And I am feeling sad. I'm now 6 and 7 at the Pro Tour on day 2. 6 and 7 is you're in the gutter at this point. You're almost in garbage time. At the very, very last tables, kind of bummed, but got to keep playing. For me, those who don't know what's on the line here, I was in the running to make Worlds by at-large points, and then of course you or 5 and 6, sorry, not 6 and 7. I apologize, 5 and 6. And also, how the qualifications work now is a rolling point system. So you look back at your last 3 Pro Tours and see how well you did. If you did well enough, you qualify for the next Pro Tour, basically. So every match win is very, very important. So head down, got a battle, and play against a 5-color control deck. And have a very good match. After the match, they said they were a fan of a stream. Have crazy long game 1 and game 2. We have 6 minutes left for game 3. And I freaking turn 3 choke him. 3 islands in play, cast a choke. He looks at his hand, no force or whatever, no way to counter it, and just looks at me and just ugh. It's win with a choke. And another pick me up, honestly, after going 1-2 in the draft. So fire off a good choke, which is awesome. Really cool dude, though. Was very, very kind at the match and good, said the content, and we chatted for a bit, which is cool. So fire off a good choke. Next time I'm playing against Burn, which is a terrible matchup. My draws were good, thankfully. I won the die roll. Got Shoulder in play on turn 4 in game 1. And then game 2, kind of back and forth, got shoulder and play again. So squeezed out this one. Was pretty lucky, honestly. Not a good matchup at all. This player had beaten Aspiring Spike in the last round or two or whatever. So unfortunately, another teammate matchup here against Tommy Ashton playing Scam. We have a super long, grindy game one. We both didn't play our best. Both made a few kind of dumb mistakes, but ended up taking the whole match down, which is pretty cool. It's not a great matchup, of course. So I beat Tommy. And then play against Scam again. And this was a fortunate round also, where we play some insanely long, grindy games, as is the matchup. And we're late in game 3. The clock's winding down. I've got like a 13-13 Scavenging Ooze in play. And I'm like starting to turn the corner at 2 life with a ring in play. And I'm gaining life every turn. And goes to turns. And on turn 5 of turns, my opponent casts a Fury, just a chump block. My 13-13 Scavenging Ooze. I have a ring in play. My hand's full. And I might not win the next turn. I'm going to win in a turn or two, almost assuredly. So I asked him to concede, based on the game state or whatever. I looked at the game state, looked at his hand. He was like, all right, sure, I'm going to concede. So big props. Unfortunately, his real name isn't here. It's just Delbus, but was really, really nice guy. I appreciate that very, very much, obviously, because the points matter a lot, So very, very kind to get big props to my opponent. I wish his real name was here, not freaking Frederico Del Basso. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate that. So I get a little fortunate there as well. Going into the last round, I play against Kyle Gellert, who's playing Murktide. And I felt kind of bad, because Kyle, for those who don't know, also, not only is there a rolling point system, but if you go 10-6 or better, you automatically queue for the next Pro Tour. So Kyle's playing for a Pro Tour slot, basically at PTQ Finals. And I'm already queued for the next Pro Tour, but again, these rolling match points matter a lot. Always points really matter, because if I do well in this one, I might queue for the next Pro Tour also. So play against Murktide, it's a pretty good matchup. And, I'm happy with my play. My hands were pretty good. Take the match down to finish up 10-6 after being 5-6. So rattle off 5 matches in a row. 10-6. We had a lot of players do really well on day 2, thankfully. A lot of 10-6s, a lot of requalifications. And this 10-6 finish means that I qualify for the World Championship, as well as Pro Tour Chicago, the first Pro Tour of next year, as well as Pro Tour 2 of next year, which isn't even announced yet. We don't even know where it is. Maybe it's on the moon or something. I don't know. But so I'm now queued for Worlds and the next 2 Pro Tours. This is the most Pro Tours I've ever been queued for at once. Model, thanks for the reason. I appreciate that. So very, very exciting. And I'm on the train, folks. I'm playing the next few Pro Tours. So Pro Tour Mars, I'll see you there. Retired content creator, just accidentally queues for a Pro Tour. Top 8's the Pro Tour, goes to Worlds, does well in Worlds, been training status, and now I've gotten what I've always wanted for many, many years. As when I was grinding Pro Tours, all I ever wanted was to be on a train. And now I'm basically on a train, which is incredible. So again, I'm unbelievably fortunate to my teammates on Team CFB and friends. I feel like the biggest thing about working with a really good team is that your floor goes up so much. My finishes so far in all 3 PTs this year were 9-6 for 45th place. Were 9-7 for 60th place or whatever, and then 10-6 for 49th place. So I've top 50 basically all 3 Pro Tours. Haven't had a great finish either, but your floor just goes up so much. You're just playing with the best in the world. Your draft prep is good. Your decks are always good. It's unbelievable. I'm so lucky. So very, very thankful for that. We have 11 players on our team queued for Worlds. Worlds this year is going to be 128 players, not 32 players. It's a larger field. We have 10% of the field as our team, which is awesome. So really, really cool. It's almost like a good problem to have, where we're too big, where we're 10% of the field. We're deciding if we're going to split up or not. So we got that. You can see here my final standings came in 49th place. You can see you got Arnie. Unfortunately, Arnie thought he made Worlds. It was actually 1 match short. We had bad info, but still queued for the next few Pro Tours. He's set there, also 10-6. Sam Party was 10-6 also. So good, a good day 2. And you can see here at the top of the standings, these are the standings after Swiss. Tron ended up doing really, really well. Came in 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. I am a dum-dum. There it is. 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, Tron. Christian Calcano, obviously good friend of mine, New York Magic player. I've been playing games Calcano for 15 years now. Cannot believe how happy I'm seeing his success. So Calcano, freaking Dom Harvey. Remember Dom Harvey when I beat him in round like 6? To put him down to 3-3. He just didn't lose again. When I saw him announce top 8, I was like, what? I put that guy in the ground in round 6. What do you mean? He just didn't lose again until like round 15. So unbelievable run from Dom. Seriously, big props to Dom. Like, so impressive to be 3-3 and just rattle off like 10 in a row in top 8. It's unbelievable. So, Dan's in chat. I went 8-2 in constructed. So, but we had 5 players playing the Yawgmoth deck, and most of them didn't even day 2. So our overall team results of the deck, and we're talking about like Reed. Like Reed went like 2-6. We can look at the standings here. Do I have that? I don't think I had that picture, unfortunately. But yeah, Will went like 1-5. Reed went 2-6. Aspiring Spike made day 2, but like went like 4-6 with the deck overall. And then Jakob also didn't make day 2. So I was the one player to do okay with it. I hit some pretty lucky spots also. So you can see here my total run, obviously. I think the Yawgmoth deck was exactly fine, but it's not a good choice. It was just very, very medium. Just very, very medium. Okay, not great or anything. So there's the final run. We can see in the opponents I played in limited. Takahashi. I think I had a fairly easy pro tour. Honestly, looking at the names across the list here, no murderer's row. I played against a lot of lesser known players and stuff. So that was pretty lucky here also, but. And then I'm, again, all dinner again, the sushi place, just eating. And then it was time for the party. Time to party with Frodo Baggins. Frodo Baggins. Oh, here I am with some cosplayers. Super cool, too. They actually borrowed my deck for their photo shoot on the main stage. It's kind of cool. So if you saw pictures of them playing on the main Pro Tour stage, they had my deck. They were using it. So, and then it was party time. Frodo Baggins. Elijah Wood was DJing some party thing. It was like a Pro Tour party. It was like part of the MagicCon kind of thing. And me and Spike went, and it was, I don't know much about DJing. He seemed like he was fine, I guess. I don't know. I mean, it wasn't really like bump, 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 bump. It was more like just kind of like playing stuff with a beat. But pretty cool party, obviously. Perfect unwind after the event. Had a bunch of drinks. Me and Spike were drinking. Someone stole my shot. Spike bought us shots, and then some fan walked up to Spike. He's like, "Oh, you got me a shot!" And just like drank my shot, which is pretty funny. But I had a bunch of drinks. Nassif came out. Edgar came out. Brittany came out. Will came out, which is super cool. Ran to CGB. I met Puzzle Kenobi for the first time, which kind of there's Frodo Baggins. YOLO Swaggins. So there you got Frodo, and then his buddy. And then he obviously still has the rings. He's an age today. Little Frodo Baggins is pretty cool as well. And so did I meet Waffle Tapa? I mean, I played against him. I didn't meet him, but there you go. This is funny. So. They played the Bilbo Baggins song. Like, this is the only Lord of the Rings thing they did. But kind of funny they were leaning into it, it's kind of amusing. So it was fun. It was definitely a really, really fun night. I already went over it, Mikey. You gotta watch it previously. So met Puzzle Kenobi for the first time, which was really, really cool. And I met Kenobi before. So that was pretty sweet. And then you see it took some pictures of people, Spider Space, and I actually met one of the designers to Arena, which is kind of cool as well. And then it was, got back to the room at like 3 a.m., passed out, woke up at noon, definitely super hungover. I don't drink much anymore. I'm old. So our read didn't come out. So back on site for Sunday, hanging out and doing the content creator thing. Watched a cool panel where they were discussing the design of the Lord of the Rings set, which was really cool. I did that. I met Brewer's Kitchen, which is super awesome. This dude is great. He produces probably the best Magic YouTube videos there are. He makes one video every 2 weeks. It's like 10 minutes long. It's immaculate. Perfect. Brewer's Kitchen on Goldfish. Kills it. Got to meet him, which is super cool. Signed a cool Cranko book, which is sweet. Or just like a Magic book or whatever. It's kind of awesome. And then we get to watch the top 8. Mangucci, Toffel, and Felipe, right? We're doing the kind of hangout commentary. It was really fun. Everyone was cheering and stuff. It was really, really cool watching Calic win the semis and then the finals. and popped on over to the Pro Tour area. Very relaxing day. Just kind of hung out and was just chilling. And they were giving away booster packs and stuff. Really cool, honestly, to watch. Everyone was cheering for Calcano and things like that. It's the finals, obviously. Game 4 of the finals was one of the most ridiculous games I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm going to go over that match. I'll do a little match review of that later today on stream. Look for that on YouTube. Because it was probably the most absurd game of Magic I've seen in a really, really long time. And you see here after, Jake did win. Obviously, I was rooting for Calcano, but, awesome to see everyone hanging out and cheering and stuff, watching the event, being excited. It was super, super cool to see. Pro Tour's great. Want to see more of this. Want to see more of this sort of like showing the Pro Tour. Everyone's watching, getting everyone excited. Super, super awesome. And that was it, folks. After that, we went out. We had dinner at an Italian place. Got a really good lasagna, which is kind of cool. Some fresh made pasta. And went out with Cedric came out also. We had Reed and Luis and stuff, which was really, really cool. We ran into Aspiring Spike's doppelganger, which is really funny. Which was great. And it was a lot of fun. It was obviously just great hanging out with everyone. Aside from everyone just being insanely good Magic players, they're all really cool dudes, really awesome group to work with. And this is it. This is yesterday morning. Woke up, packed my bags. You can see here Monday morning in Spain. And that was it. Off to the airport and then home. So that was my Pro Tour experience. And of course, now I'm qualified for Worlds, which is going to be in Vegas in late September. And I'm going to be at the next few Pro Tours as well. So Worlds is big. I'm going to put a lot of effort into Worlds. Last year I came in 5th. I'd like to improve on that if possible. Going to be more difficult with the larger field. But it's crazy. So now I'm home. Very happy to be home. Obviously being gone for 8 days, when you have a little one at home and stuff like that, it's kind of, I guess all you folks, I guess, too. Yeah, I guess. But yeah, so was awesome. Was a lot of fun. And again, I'm going to go over the limited portion on the Bronze Mythic channel. Look for that as well. I'll be going over the limited stuff in great detail. Worlds is standard and draft. It's paper. Should be a lot of fun. So limited thing, watch it on Bronze Mythic channel. Well, look for the game review of Game 4 of the finals. And or we'll do it all on stream, obviously. But YouTube folks, love you. Like, comment, subscribe. You're all great. Peace.